Fidelio. It's so narrow here, and kind of falsely shining with the return of spring. Walking in the garden for an hour is not a solution. Saving each edition of the day as it lengthens and warms isn't progress. It's very narrow here. Pages and pages of orders in a sheaf. There seems to be a problem below because that's where they dug it. If the state had a single neck, I'd already slowly have drawn a bow and stayed to watch the tenor pour out. We finally see what we already know. There are prisons both sides of the walls. Statements that happen at the same time, in different places, at different times, in the same place, at different times, in different places, form a single score. No one can sing that music, but all involve themselves in its performance. Parody of another song to come, in a key also yet to. The doors open on a garden, its wet petals still clustered shy of being individual, its people optimistic on their paths, reciting from the spontaneity minor roles can blossom. Here, the fact of prison affects each spring, the way an oboe tunes the orchestra, mostly one pursuit after another. Meditation on beauty. There are days I think beauty has been exhausted, but then I read about the New York subway cars that, dumped into the ocean, have become synthetic reefs. Coral gilds the stanchions, feathered with dim Atlantic light. Fish glisten, darting from a window into the seagrass that bends around them like green flames. This is human-enabled grace. So maybe there's room in the margin of error for us to save ourselves from the trends of self-destruction. Or maybe such beauty is just another distraction, stuffing our hearts with its currency, paraded for applause. Here in the South, you can hear applause coming from the ground. Even the buried are divided. At the bottom of the Gulf, dark with Mississippi silt, rests the broken derrick of an oil rig. And isn't oil also beautiful? Ancient and opaque, like an allegory that suggests we sacrifice our most beloved, likely ourselves. In one photograph, a sea turtle skims its belly across a hole, unimpressed with what's restored, barely aware of the ocean around it growing warm. Titled How It Forever Works by C.L. Odell. The soft tick of snow, landing in its own body, what was left of time. It then took every voice to the ground with it. In a way, it listened to me, but also took me down. However the world remembered us, it did so quietly, inside a dying memory. Love me anyway. Who Knows One? By Jane Shore. Who knows one? I know one. One is God, for God is one, the only one in heaven and on earth. Who knows two? I know two. Two are the first two, Adam and Eve. One is God, for God is one. It takes one to know one. Who knows three? I know three. Bad things come always in threes. Two trees grew in the Garden of Eden. One is God, for God is one. One rotten apple spoils the barrel. Who knows four? I know four. What were you doing on all fours? Three's the hearts in a menage a trois. Two's the jump ropes in double Dutch. One is God, for God is one. One good turn deserves another. Who knows five? I know five. Five is the five in Slaughterhouse-Five. Four is Egypt's plague of flies. Three, the Stooges on TV. Two, the two-faced lie he told. One is God, for God is one. One hand washes the other. Who knows six? I know six. Six are the wives of Henry VIII. Who? What? Where? When? Why? Four, the phases of the moon. Three, the bones inside the ear. Two eyes, the better to see you with, my dear. One is God, for God is one. There's only one to a customer. Who knows 7? I know 7. 7 the year of the 7-year itch. 6 the paper anniversary. Ask if he did it, he pleaded the 5th. 4 are my absent wisdom teeth. 3 is the 3 in the 3rd degree. 2 can play that game. 1 is God, for God is one. Public enemy number 1. Who knows 8? I know 8. The Beatles 8 days a week. Wrath is the 7th of the deadly sins. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. He lost it in all in 5-card stud. 4 bits in a nibble equals half a bite. There is the beginning, middle, and end. 2 are the graves in the family plot. 1 is God, for God is one. The only one in a hole in one. Who knows 9? I know 9. 9 are the lives of an average cat. 8 is the day of circumcision. 7 the locks on Samson's head. 6 the sense I wish I had. 5 the 5 in nickeled and dimed. 4 cold feet in a double bed. 3's a crowd. 2's company. 1 is for God is one, the only one in a one-night stand. Who knows 10? I know 10. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. She dressed to the 9s, Fellini's 8.5, 7 times the bride circles the groom, 6 the number perfect in itself. She daubed her wrists with Chanel number 5. Love is just a 4-letter word. 3 is as phony as a $3 bill. 2 is the 2 in double talk. 1 is God, for God is one. There's one born every minute.